I don't use the term fake news a lot. One, it is so overused. And two, it's a simple way of dismissing something I don't like. That's just fake news. And I watch it happen on every side. I watch it happen on the left. I watch it happen on the right. I watch it happen in Christian circles, non-Christian circles. People just dismiss what they don't like as fake news. On the other hand, the reason that the president got so much traction by using the term fake news is because many believe that newscasters, article writers, others are not giving news as much as opinion, but casting the opinion as if it was actually news. So this got my attention with President Trump's Tulsa rally this past Saturday. Now, this is not to be pro-Trump or anti-Trump. This is to be pro-truth. It struck me as a perfect illustration. So what happens? There's great expectation for the rally. There are reports of 1 million people who have put in reservations saying they want to be there. So obviously not 1 million people from the immediate area coming, but just people can click on a button, say they're coming. Trump was going to address an overflow crowd first, and then the crowd within the convention center would seat at like 19,000 people, something like that. And this big event, and the place is going to be packed. Well, it ends up that, according to the local fire department, maybe about 6,200 were there. Now, others said, look at the pictures, look at the empty seats. It was way more than that actually there. But this is in the midst of COVID-19, and there were protesters and things like that. And then there were reports that TikTok, social media, growing giant, young people in China using TikTok got out this mass participation for people to register as if they were going. Hence, you got this crazy number of 1 million. Did people stay away because of that? All these questions, all these issues. Obviously, Trump and his people were expecting more, hoping for more. But what struck me was the way that this was being reported. So one headline gives us 6 reasons, 6 excuses. This is on CNN, Chris Cillizza. 6 excuses for why the Trump Tulsa rally was such a dud. With a picture of him obviously getting off this plane, and he's got his tie undone. 6 excuses for why the Trump Tulsa rally was such a dud. Now, many of us don't get past the headline. Wow, it was such a dud. Well, what got my attention was I was looking at some headlines on another major website, Daily Mail, which also has a lot of raunch junk entertainment stuff. I was just looking at some of the headlines, and it said 2 of Donald Trump's campaign staff who were at disastrous Tulsa rally test positive for coronavirus, but officials say they were, quote, wearing masks. Whoa, so it was a dud. Now we're told it was disastrous. Now, if you read through the whole article, it barely mentions the rally, and when it does, speaks of it in a much more measured tone. So the rally was a dud? Okay. Well, this is much worse now. The rally was disastrous. Disastrous. This is a headline. Okay. Then another report on Politico, it says this: inside Trump's Oklahoma debacle. And it just strikes you as all letter D's, right? Is a dud? No. Worse than that. It was disastrous. Oh, no, not even that. It was a debacle. What happened? This must have been like the end. It's over for Trump. And then reports, widely reported, Trump is furious. There are news reports, Trump furious at underwhelming Tulsa rally turnout. NBC, other news outlets. And by the way, the White House denied this on the following the first day of business on that Monday, said no such thing. But there's the report, Trump furious. And then I noticed this because Trump did a rally last night at a church building in Phoenix, and that was basically a packed house. So remember the first rally Saturday? Now this is his next one on the campaign trail. 3-4 days later, Tuesday, Donald Trump finally gets the packed mask-free reception he craves at 3,000-strong students rally in Phoenix. and calls coronavirus Kung flu again as cops fire pepper balls at protesters gathered outside. So that's what they're going to tell you about the rally. That's what you need to know is this part. But notice he finally gets it. Now, think of it like this. You're watching a baseball game. It's the first game of the season. Leadoff hitter gets up, pops out to second. He's out. Third inning, he gets up to hit again and lines a single to right. He finally gets a hit. Finally, the hit. What are you talking about? It's the second at-bat of the season. What do you mean, finally? Okay, I give you a question with 10 choices. It's really hard to pick. Okay, what do you think the right answer is? Number 3. Nope, it's not number 3. Number 6. That's it. You finally got, finally it's a second shot. And in this case, just a few days later from Saturday to Tuesday, but the rally was a dud, debacle. It was disastrous. And now he finally gets what he's looking for. Now, do you realize that the impression that's created through that? Do you realize this new reality that is created out of that? And whether you're pro-Trump or anti-Trump is completely immaterial. Well, was it really, though, a dud? Was it really disastrous? Was it really a debacle? How about this report? Look at this. The rally was watched online. 8 million viewers, or 7.7 to be exact. 8 million viewers, this is a Forbes headline, watch Fox News coverage of Trump's Tulsa rally. The other major news outlets didn't run it. Fox did. 8 million viewers. Oh, hang on. This number, the exact number, 7.7, broke all records for a Saturday night broadcast on the Nielsen ratings in the history of Fox. The dud, debacle, disaster drew in more viewers on Fox on a Saturday night than in the history of the network. And what about those that watched online stream? According to this report, 4 million more. Trump campaign touts 4 million online viewers for Tulsa rally. So between the physically present people, then you add in the big numbers, 8 million watching on TV, 4 million more watching online, 12 million people watching a part of the rally, some watching all of the rally. And then as far as the base that was there, they seemed energized. I watched little parts of it just to see what was going on. Trump seemed energized. Again, you may like him or hate him. You may love what he said or hate what he said. That's immaterial. And others said there were people that went away. They were on their way, but protesters, they didn't want to have to walk through the protesters with their families. And then this is during COVID-19. Maybe it's not so disappointing to draw that many people who are willing to come to a rally in the midst of concerns about infection and passing on the virus and sickness and death. But the bottom line is a reality was created by the secular media reporting on something a certain way. And by the time you dig down and read further details, then you realize, okay, I'm getting an interpretation of the events rather than news about the events. Even if I'm giving excerpts from a speech, right? You could grab an excerpt from my show today, a little bit here, a little bit there, and post it. Brown says this, Brown says that, and it would be completely non-representative of the overall content and message. And friends, it happens on the right and it happens on the left. I am not making a partisan political statement today. I'm happy to if I feel to, but I am not making a partisan political statement. I'm not making a pro-Trump, anti-Trump statement. I am not making a pro-CNN, anti-CNN, pro-Fox, anti-Fox statement. I am pro-truth. And I'm urging you, do your homework, dig, and then come to your own conclusions. You'll see the chyron, the banner on the TV screen sometimes, and you're looking and reading something, but what you're hearing is different. I don't mean two different stories. I mean, the headline is not the same as the details of the news behind that headline. And again, I've seen this on the right and I've seen it on the left. I'll look at a headline, it's like, whoa, this is going to be full of information, very revealing. And I read it's like, it's a dud. That was a dud. There's nothing there. You got to watch this video. Embarrassing moment. I remember in the Jeb Bush campaign, embarrassing moment where he has to urge the small crowd. This is a good moment to clap. You know, it's a lifeless campaign without any energy behind it and so on. And I watched the video and it was nothing. Yeah, he had a little town hall setting and he made a comment and then justly, this would be a good time to clap. It's like a preacher saying this would be a good time to say amen, but just misleading. So fake news is out there. And like I said, it's on the right, it's on the left. And we really need to not just be moved by a headline, not even to just be moved by the article, the information, the video. If you're serious about the subject, check it out. Do a little research, dig. Don't be a dupe of the media.